Mr. Ayate CFR, the Totiv and Chairman, Benue State Traditional Council, His Royal Majesty John Elaigu Adogbo Ogbagaji, CON, the Ochidama, my lords, judges of high courts, customary courts of appeal, chairmen, members of statutory commissions and boards, party elders and opinion leaders, principal private secretary to the governor, the Algon chairman, Honorable Maurice Owo, and all local government chairmen here present, permanent secretaries and directors, heads of extra ministerial departments and parastatals, top government functionaries here present, your Royal Highnesses, first and second class chiefs, religious and social groups here present and leaders, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is a very solemn day for us, and we're excited that the President, our father, and our leader has paid a visit to console with us and to also speak with us on a day of our very trying times. It's not a day of long speeches or much talks. Without much ado, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to first of all invite to the microphone the father of our land, the chairman of the Traditional Council in Benue State, a professor of repute, His Royal Majesty Ochiviri, Professor James Otesi Yuzua Ayate, CFR, the Totiv. Please, if you don't mind, can we put our hands together for our royal father as he takes his place at the microphone. His Majesty has decided to take his place at the front in honor of the President's visit to our land today. Right here. Thank you, Your Royal Majesty.
Your Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Excellency the Governor of Benue State, and the other governors here present, please permit me to adopt the existing protocol that has been well laid out in making my remarks. Mr. President, I want, on behalf of the good people of Benue State, as a father in the land, to warmly welcome you to Benue State and to thank you for coming to wipe away our tears at such a trying time as this. Your Excellency, ordinarily on a working visit, you would have had to visit my palace, but this is a different occasion. And I'm also in a mourning mood. I will make my remarks will be brief, but I believe that a lot of what I would have needed to tell you, you will create an opportunity for me to sit with you and give you a lot of things I would have wanted to speak about. But for today, I just talk on just 4 issues and then I will be done. First, appreciation. Second, some apprehension. And then thirdly, appeal. And lastly, assurance. Your Excellency, I want to appreciate you for creating time out of your very busy schedule and for rescheduling your itinerary to be here with us in Benue State, to condole with us, to sympathize with us, and to comfort us following the genocidal massacre of close to 200 people in their sleep during the night in Yelwater in Guma local government of Benue State. In our history as a state, you are the first sitting president that has visited us under similar challenges and taken time to even visit some of those that were affected. We want to appreciate you. We want to thank you for, even as we are mourning, for the great things you've done for Benue State, for the appointment of Benue sons and daughters in your administration. And permit me to mention the appointment of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, His Excellency Senator Dr. George Akume, and the Honorable Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation, Engineer Professor Joseph Utse, and the many others you have appointed, and we believe the many more you'll be appointing from Benue State. We appreciate the projects you have approved that are going on in Benue State, and we want to thank you for the very cordial relationship and support you have extended to the Governor of Benue State, His Excellency Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Umemalia, the people-oriented Governor of the state. We appreciate that cordial relationship and the tag team that is changing the narrative in Benue State. The second thing, Your Excellency, I must quickly talk about is some apprehension. We do have grave concern about the misinformation and misrepresentation of the security crisis in Benue State. Your Excellencies, it is not herder farmers clashes, it's not communal clashes, it's not repressor attacks or skirmishes. It is this misinformation that has led to suggestions such as remain tolerant, negotiate for peace, learn to live with your neighbors. What we are dealing with here in Benue is a calculated, well-planned, full-scale genocidal invasion and land-grabbing campaign by herder terrorists and bandits, which has been on for decades and is worsening every year. Wrong diagnosis will always lead to wrong treatment. So we are dealing with something far more sinister than we think about. It's not learning to live with your neighbors. It is dealing with a war. The second apprehension, Your Excellency, we have is the politicization of the crisis. Politicians in the states are busy politicizing the crisis, passing blames instead of joining hands to address the crisis. We hear there are some politicians who would even prefer that the crisis should worsen so that it will be a basis for declaration of a state of emergency in Benue State. Your Excellency, this is unfortunate, and any politicians that prays for more people to die for such a project is against the wishes of the people of Benue State. Appeal. Your Excellency, Benue State has made a lot of sacrifices to keep this country united. Many of our people died during the Civil War. We paid the supreme price for this country to keep this country united. Why should we be treated like this? This, what you have come to condole us, is just one in a series of several massacres in this state. What has Benue State done to merit what we are going through? We appeal to you to end the genocide going on in Benue State and the insecurity in all parts of Nigeria. We know you are capable of doing it, sir. We know you are a courageous leader. You are a focused leader. You are a determined leader. You have the courage and the political will to do so. You have taken hard decisions and actions that many people before you did not dare. You have handled the subsidy challenge of this country, the exchange rates in this country, and other difficult decisions. You have taken them. You can give us peace in Benue State. All we ask for you, sir, is to stop our weeping. Give us peace in Benue State so that the farmers, my people in Benue State are largely farmers. They have been chased out of their farms. There is hunger, there is food insecurity challenge. Benue is the food basket of this nation. All we ask for is give us peace so that our people will go back to their farms and continue to produce food for Nigeria. I heard a story that there was a challenge in a place in Kwara State, and you rose up and gave them peace. In Kayama, you can do that for Benue. Your Excellency, I'm the paramount ruler of the chief nation globally. And at the opportunity I have here, I also want to appeal to the tea people living in Nasarawa State, many who have been dispossessed of their ancestral lands in some local government areas, Kiana, Obi, Awe, etc. The lands have been taken over from them, and they don't have any lands again. And some people are even saying they are not indigenous, they are settlers. These are people who have been in Nasarawa State before the 18th century. They cannot be settlers. I want to appeal to you to give them peace also. Lastly, assurance. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I want to tell you that the people of Benue State vote not on basis of religion, not on basis of ethnicity, but on basis of merit, standard, and capacity. In 2023, Benue people went out en masse and voted you in power. I want to assure you that that support and loyalty is still there. Moving forward, expect greater support from Benue State. All we ask as I end my speech, give Benue State peace. Give our rural farmers peace, and they will go back and produce for us. I want to thank you again for this sacrifice you have made of coming personally to be with us. What you have done to us by your personal presence, Benue State will never forget it. Thank you, and God bless you as you go back.
I think we can make it louder than that for our royal father, a professor of international repute who has himself raised professors. That's the heart of a crying father and the assurances of a man who supports the president. Your Excellency, Mr. President, our royal father has just said, if we gave you 2,000 votes the last time We're giving you 10,000 votes this time around across political lines. We love you and we support you. Your Excellency, it has not rained in Benue for a while. But when the gods of the land heard that you were coming, there was rain in the morning until afternoon to calm the weather. That's to tell you how excited Benue people are to receive you in the midst of what we're going through. We'd like to welcome you again to Benue State. I'd like to bring to the podium, Your Excellency, a man who is turning around the fortunes of Benue, the man who is laying down his life to make sure that everything concerning the life of the Benue citizen comes out from the woods of underdevelopment to where we ought to be. This crisis happening around us is a drag, but the man has moved us forward in the areas of economy, development, and every other thing you can think about. Salary earners no longer complain, and pensioners are always rejoicing every month. Every man and every youth is now a part of the government as it carries everybody along in agriculture and everywhere else. Your arrival today will make sure that we deliver him 100% in 2027. Your Excellency, I'd like to present to you the Ohiti of the masses. His Excellency, Reverend Father Dr. Hyacinth Yomomilia, the Executive Governor of Benue State, the purposeful leader, the intentional leader. He's not in a good mood at the moment. If not, we'd say this more than this.
Nigeria Governors Forum, the Governor of Kwara State, Nuraman Abdulrazak, Your Excellency, the Chairman of the All Progressives Congress Governors, and the Governor of Imo State, Senator Hope Uzodinma, Governor of Nasarawa State, Haji Lai Sule, Governor of Plateau State, Barrister Caleb Manasseh Ofwan, Governor of Taraba State, Dr. Abu Kavas, Governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Usman, those former governors here present, the national chairman of our great party, the APC, Haji Umar Ganduje, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator Dr. George Ahmed, Madam Nuhu Badru, members of the Federal Executive Council here present, all service chiefs, the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Aounduna Dajo, and members of the state legislative arm of government, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, the state chairman of the APC, Honorable Chief Dr. Benjamin Omali, and members of his team, His Royal Majesty Professor James Uzua Otesi Ayate, CFR, Executive Chairman of the Benue State Traditional Council, His Royal Majesty John Eligo Dogo Bagaji, CON the Uchidoma, top government functionaries, Royal Highnesses, captains of industries, distinguished invited guests, distinguished sons and daughters of the land, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I give glory to God Almighty for His love, His kindness and benevolence upon our lives, and for making this day very possible. I pray for the peaceful repose of the souls of those who have died in the work of the security challenges on our dear state. My inestimable debt of gratitude goes to His Excellency, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, Soeto Bola Ahmed Tinubu, thereby for his love and concern for the Benue people, eminently demonstrated by his prompt visit to the state in the wake of the attack on the water community in Guma local government area of the state. The 13th day of June 2023. 2025. The President's decision to cancel other engagements of state concern to personally pay us a visit in an questionable demonstration of true leadership it is. We commend the efforts of all security agencies and formation in Benue State. We sincerely wish to solicit that these efforts to improve the more drastic security measures taken to confront these challenges better. The attacks on the peace-loving and good people of Benue State have persisted for well over decades. For this, we have cause to feel it is a calculated attempt targeted at have the President of the nation visit us to account insecurity. We believe this would bring an end to today's security challenges that have persisted against our people in the state. Your Excellency, even though our eyes are full of tears and emotional grief due to the loss of our loved ones, our properties, farmlands, and ancestral homes, our homes are ignited by your visit. You have truly lit a new leaf of hope in everyone in the state this day. And before the visit, the service chiefs and different security formations have come, and we are hopeful that this visit will bring the lasting peace the people of Benue State have long yearned for. Your presence is a form of unimaginable reassurance, and we are confident that never again will our people be subjected to this degree of undeserved and barbaric inhumanity. Your Excellency, the people of Benue State love you. Our prayers and warm wishes will always be with you. Thank you for your love, and thank you for standing with us and by us. While we continue to mourn our losses and rebuild from the ashes of pain, we humbly urge the federal government to consider establishing a special intervention fund for communities affected by these incessant attacks in Benue State. Such a fund would go a long way in supporting the rehabilitation of the displaced persons, rebuilding of destroyed infrastructure, and restoring the livelihoods of our farmers and families whose lives have been upended. Our administration will keep working to ensure that our people are not only safe, but can thrive on their own land. Let me also reiterate my firm support for the establishment of state police as a sustainable solution to the persistent insecurity in our state and perhaps elsewhere. While I acknowledge the concerns surrounding its implementation, I believe the federal government can address these by setting clear state-specific guidelines and regulatory frameworks to prevent any potential misuse. Again, your visit rekindles our hope and energizes all of us to continue thriving the path for peace and loving each other. I pray that God consoles each of us. And for all of you who made your time to be here to console with us, may God continue to bless your efforts. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, our Governor, the leader and lover of the people. Thank you so very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I fell in love with him more than 30 years ago because of his display of the caliber of personality he carried that made all of us who were growing up to aspire to become like him. Today, I am honored to introduce him to you and to bring him to the microphone. Growing up as children, we referred to him as the political calculator. I'm excited today to have our father in our midst, our leader and our president, who has come to take his time to consult with the people of Benue State. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor for me to invite you to the microphone, though not worthy, His Excellency, our President, distinguished Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President, Federal Republic of Nigeria. A round of applause for our President, please.
Thank you very much. For this moment, I think we should observe 1 minute of moment of silence for those who have lost their lives. May their soul rest in peace. May God bring peace and joy to the people of Benue and the community in Lewata town. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you, the chairman of the Governor's Forum and his progressive counterpart. All the other governors here present. I want to really sincerely thank all of you for the sense of solidarity, commitment, and great values that you have given today. To the man I would say I call the chief monarch, the tortive, I heard you clearly, and I've listened to your requests and your remarks. Thank you. To the men and women of the armed forces, the security forces, the police, thank you for the good job you have been doing and what you are still doing to keep our citizens safe and our country more respected. I know you've sacrificed so many lives. I've watched some of your comments. So many nights and stay in the bush. Sacrifice your time. I salute all of you. I say thank you very much. The Deputy Governor of Benue State, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and former Governor of Benue State, my friend George Ahmed. All members of National Assembly present here, members of the House of Assembly, especially the chairman of the Senate Committee on Defense and Intelligence, and chairman of our party, even though it's not for a political environment, but as an elder statesman and a peace-loving man, I'm glad you are here. This is your government too. All honorable ministers and the National Security Advisor, members of the Benue State Legislature and judicial arms of government, all other senior government officials, party faithfuls, and all stakeholders in Benue State. Please accept our condolences, ladies and gentlemen of the press. We're here not just to show our face, but to share in your griefs and condole you and ourselves. for the loss of lives that are occurred. I aborted my visit to Yelewa town because of the rain, flood, and bad roads. Particularly seeing the ruins and the carnage on camera is hard enough to keep a decision. We'll do something for the redevelopment and recreation of that environment. I want to salute especially General Atopera. I've not seen you for a long time. Thank you. We arrive here today seeing gloomy faces. This is not the kind of visit I wanted. I wanted to be here to commission projects, felicitate for progress and development, for reassurance of hope and prosperity. And I've spoken with the governor privately, openly. We are here to help you with peace. It's vital to development. And you are elected under the progressive banner to ensure there's a peace, stability, and progress, so that we can come and commission projects, rejoice with you on progress, value, and things of joy. As you are not elected to bury people, create orphans and orphanages, and sympathize with widows, we work with you to achieve that peace. It is you who will work with us as well. You will show us the way. All politics is local. And you are here to point, to work with everybody, work with the peace. Not everybody will like you in politics. They hate me like hell too. Well, I'm here. I am the president. Another democratic regime. I made a promise. I even protected my abusers and accusers with the principle of democracy, freedom, and prosperity. I will protect them. Abuse me all you want. You must take that. The art of leadership that dictates that you lead at this particular time. You are one in a million of the chief people of Benue, people of Iduma, and all other tribes. So walk around night and day, as you do the official job, move around the corners of your enemy. I've faced these same challenges before in Lagos. Your ability, your maturity, your divine mandate is to work hard as you pray, because you are a father to all. You don't have nucleus family of your own. You are the father to all of us, including myself, right? So it's in your hand. So what the people of Benue, they deserve the peace as the traditional rulers mentioned. To me, let me apologize and salute all the traditional rulers present. Thank you very much for the honor of being here. But it would have been a better day to clink glasses and rejoice in progress. I've seen the people hospitalized. Governor, please announce in a broadcast for people to donate more blood voluntarily to the hospitals. And thank to those medical personnel. But for us in Nigeria, we have to find solutions to this. What's the cause of the conflict? I heard from Totti Jesus about land grabbing. But if we learn how to share and how to accommodate, we have enough land to feed, to raise our children, to cultivate happiness and prosperity. We must do it. We will change that attitude of hate. We can. We sang through the national anthem. We said, though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. It must reflect in everything we do, in our character. In the economy, in sharing, in developing our people. Maybe part of the solution, NSA, as you are here, is to equally find a channel, a radio station for Benue, work with them, so that we keep talking to each other about tolerance, the capacity to build our family as one single family. I salute those who have governed this state before, and particularly my friend, George Akume. We didn't have to come. We received a lot of yams and food stuff from him. Not dead bodies. let us please find a way to form a committee of elders here that committee to comprise those who had governed this state before, including Atom Pera, to be the committee to really find a permanent accommodation. I'm glad the Minister for Livestock is here. Where are you? Thank you. We are going to establish a ranch. Give me land, Governor. Me. Land here to establish a ranch. And we share the profit after you retire. We can shake off the backwardness. Yes, we can. What's key to this? Let us look at our national anthem again. A key item in it is that we want to hand over to the next generation, our children yet unborn, a banner without stain. We must work towards that. And I'm ready to work with you on that. Peace. And I'm ready to work with you on that. Peace. You can't give us what we needed, such as food sovereignty, if you continue in conflict. I've said it again and again. We are members, as Nigerians, we are members of the same family, living in the same house, but sleeping in different rooms. Whether you are a Tiv, or you are a Joma, you are a Yoruba, we have no choice but to turn this country into a nation of prosperity, unity. Fight our enemies together, not fight each other now. Governor, you get me? The yoke is on you. That's part of the problem of leadership. There's nothing. You run around, take your lantern or torchlight when there's no electricity. Move around to see those leaders. Join them. Ask them questions. To join you and find solutions. When I face the question of others and butchers in Lagos, I solved the problem. And I created economy out of it. Some groups send their parents, their children overseas to study, and they were able to pay school fees and build houses from what I created. Proud of that. We can turn this tragedy into economic prosperity. We can do it, and we will do it with you. That's a very serious understanding. Tolerance level. The value of life, human life, is greater than that of a cow. And it's only when you open the door for conflict that political enemy will come in. Political enemies, they don't want you to succeed. Have you just realizing that? Governor. No matter what I do, they will still abuse me. Yeah. I read paper every time and listen to television whenever I have time. Just I watch who are abusing me and what type of abuse. I learn lessons from some of the critical ones too. Because I can't see it all. And it's from the mouth of my critics that I will, oh, okay, that is what you do. I'm the president. I'll go and do it. I will preempt you. So you are a failure. You just spoke. Me, I'm a performer. That's the way it is, Governor. So the people of Benue, I just want to appeal to you. It's a very critical time. The governor needs your help. And let's get a committee of non-indigenous. Incorporate, and governor of Nasarawa is here too, and governor of Benue is here. Let's create that synergy for peace, development, and prosperity. We are here to govern, not to bury. We are here to raise families, not to lose them. Provide health care, water for them to drink, food to eat. I saw Plateau launching its public transportation again, revival. Okay, that is good. At least you are not borrowing money to pay salary now. You are able to create a good thing to happen. Governors, thank you. Let's do it. We've been fastening our belt. To give development to our country. You as leaders. It's only when you make the people of your state the priority, that is when you can plan good for them and you can execute good programs. I'm glad you are here today to show solidarity from Kwara to Imo land Hope, Mr. Dima, thank you. Governor, you have to talk to them. Get together with them. I don't know what two people are doing in NEC. You cannot sit down, Jojo together, exchange ideas, exchange, challenges, and come problem to prosperity. That's where we are elected. And that's how you have your second term. You get me? Please get together with those governors too. And move France, your torchlight in your hand. The committee of leaders, let's establish that. Move on to the other side of the economy. We cannot do without one another. Whatever we need to do, I will want us to create this leadership committee now, and then we meet in Abuja to really fashion out the nucleus of a lasting peace. And I'm ready to invest in that peace. And among the traditional rulers, Totif and Ochidoma and others, to be included in this peace committee. I think by now you'll be bored of hearing my voice. I give you the assurance that we will find peace. We will convert this tragedy to prosperity. Again and again. Police, I hope your men are on alert to listen to information. How come no arrest has been made? I expect there should be arrests of those criminals. Christopher, thank you very much. I watch your comments and I know you can't be tired of staying in the bush and Oloyede and Bashar. Thank all of you. But we need to keep our ears to the ground. Let's get those criminals. Let's get them out. So DGNIA and DGSSS, retool your information channels and let's have tangible intelligence that this will not occur again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The national anthem, please.